It is hard because I know when I'm around Asians, they do the same thing what white people do and assume I'm Asian. And it just shows how complicated that relationship is with adoption because and what race means to us and as a culture in America, that if I went to Korea, would they know right from looking at me? So, you know, these are...
Yeah, you'd fit right in, like looks-wise.
Because and so...
Until we speak English and
I know.
we wear jeans and t-shirts.
I know.
They can tell you're American.
So I just feel like I'm learning. You guys are doing, there are a couple of friends that I've made over the past couple of months who have been really helping fill in the gaps. And I mean, one even offered for me to FaceTime with her as I was going through H Mart so I could learn.
Well, we love sharing our culture.
You know, and that's very hard for me to hear. I'm happy, but all my life, all I heard was how disgusting it was to be adopted and to be Korean. So
from the white community, though, not from. Is it from the Asian community? Has never seen it back.
But no, but that attitude is going to make it very difficult to reach out because it puts a wall. Because why would I want to talk to people who I've been told
not to talk to people?
Not to talk about it. Now, I'm not going to lie. My mom encouraged me to go to culture camp and to, you know, but when you're hearing two different messages, one of, oh my God, people of color are evil, or not evil, but they're the racism, and then you're being told to be proud of your Asianness. Why in the world would I do that?
I think I'm just guessing, like, maybe she wants, like, you to know your culture, but she doesn't want you to know, like, the social aspects. So if you meet too many Asians, then we're going to start telling you about racism.
You know.
And you're like, oh, man.
Let's show how bad white he is. No, I'm just kidding. I just think that...
People like me.
Yeah, I don't have an answer, but, you know, I do think that all I could say is that I'm really happy that I'm doing it now. I can't speak
It's opened you up.
Yep.
It's totally opened you to a totally new world.
And again, it's conflicted because it hurts. Because all it does is remind me of how many years I've lost. What drives me forward is my son. And that I'm doing it for him and transracial adoptees.
I'm sure he's going to really appreciate one day.
You know what?
But it's different for him. He's what I would call the other three categories. He's a hapa. He's going to go through a different challenge than you. He's an adoptee. And there's going to be some things he reads about you that's going to relate to, but he's going to have his own set of...
He's going to. Yeah. And one thing I write about a lot is we already started out life very differently. My life started out with a mother who left. I find myself, even as a mother, having a very hard time relating to him because I have no idea what it's like to be with somebody who's been with me from day one. So, and now I'm backpedaling to find my own, to give him everything. Every parent wants to give their child what they didn't have.
Are you overcompensating though? Does he come on, stop?
No, because I wouldn't do that. I don't want to learn
Korean.
No, can't make him do anything. So, but there's a lot of Korean areas in my town where he could. But anyway, so I wouldn't do that because we're doing it together. I don't have to give him what you would have, but we can learn together and pick what makes us feel comfortable.
And of course you encourage open conversation.
Oh gosh.
Something your mom probably never did.
My husband Jason usually tells me, all right, Sonny, I don't think he's going to get this right now because I try to have I'm not a little kid person. I try to talk about this.
You talk like an adult.
Yeah, I do. And he's like,
it's like mom.
He's like, mom truck. Yeah.
I know, truck.
Yeah, like he's like, mom truck. Or whatever. And so.
We're talking about transracialist.
I know, that's what I say. I'm like, Leo, don't you want to talk about this?
Transformers.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a little kid person. So, but yeah, so. But you bring up that's an excellent point. It's because now I'm learning how to Asian with him, and then he will have the tools to go forward and teach me hopefully more.
This will actually make a segment. So you were recently pretty criticized on Twitter. You met some of the more angrier of the Asian male segment, but it does help you understand some things that your son might deal with someday.
Yep.
Because he is an Asian guy.
Yes.
He may be half, but he looks Asian.
Still Asian.
I mean, he's still Asian, and he, you know, some of the more angriest in that demographic are usually the mixed races, the mixed guys.
I'm sure.
Yeah, like the people that are in that angry group, they're usually the mixed guys. And here you said, I'm quoting from you again. Here I'd argue that the emasculation of Asian men presents an additional puzzle for transracially adopted males. They're raised within the group that's sometimes romantically unreceptive to them. Kim Park Nelson's observation, the powerful role of whiteness as a race-neutralizing human identity, might not work so well for Asian males as it does for female counterparts. So do you feel that Asian women have it, quote-unquote, easier in society, different in society, or harder in society? That's a question you should ask if you have a son that's an Asian man now.
I think that every gender and every race is going to encounter unique struggles. And I completely believe and support that they have that there's issues. I agree that there's emasculation. I agree that there's a fetishization of Asian females. There's emasculation of Asian males. I agree there's a problem for transracial adoptees who are raised white. Again, it's exactly what you said. I stand by that. I think that they already have issues with, you know, just like an Asian female, we have our issues being, you know, every time for an Asian female, there are cases of mistaken identity where two siblings, one Asian and one white, will be mistaken as in a sexual relationship. With male adoptees, I'm sure, is it the same? It doesn't. It sounds like Asian males have been friend zoned forever by society. I agree that's a problem. That is a problem that society, as many of us have said, has created. Transracial adoption, because of the identity issues, as I said, being raised white in a culture that rejects you. What could that possibly do to somebody? For a female who's been fetishized? I don't know. Raised in a white family, what does that do to you? So both of us have serious racial objectification issues.
Like I said earlier, you have no one to go to.
No.
You want to deal with this stuff. Like there's no Asian sister here going like, hey, we're going through this together, I understand you. And,
you know, I agree. And I think that it's impossible not to internalize that. It will take years and years of therapy and support to get through that. But I agree that there is a serious issue. You know, but the male experience is obviously different than a female. but yeah, there's a problem, and I think we need to support each other. Yeah. I think we need to acknowledge each other's struggles and work together. I've always said that about the adoptee community. That's why race and adoption work so well together as topics, because I am not by nature a person of extremes at all. One of my biggest criticisms is that I don't take a hard enough stance, and I won't, because we are human beings with our own sets of values and our own insecurities and beliefs and prejudices, and I will not say an all or nothing for either adoption or race. Yeah, some of the criticism you got from Twitter was you didn't speak up enough about like the problems that Asian males go through, but is that really your job? You know, I'm not an Asian male. My job is to support you. And the male adoptees. I look at your son. Yeah, my son. Yeah. My job is to make the future better for our children and generations after us. This isn't going away. I'm not going to see this change in my generation, in my lifetime. But the only way we're going to achieve conversations that make an impact is if we can listen to each other and respect and have compassion for each other's struggles. And that is not a condescending thing. That is not patronizing. I genuinely, we are all suffering from this in different ways. But I think part
part of the bigger issue, the more problem in society now. Everyone is just going to extremes. Like everyone's feared. Everyone's living through fear. So we're all going to our little tribalism camps. You know, the more angrier, the more extreme we get. And we don't listen anymore. We just go, hey, it's all your fault. It's 100% your fault. 0% our fault. You need to apologize to us. As though you don't go through any problems. As though you don't have an Asian son.
Right.
Yeah, you know.
I am not. Everybody's anger is justified. Everybody's anger deserves to be heard.
That's dangerous.
It is when we don't listen to each other and have compassion, because we shouldn't be competing against each other to be the loudest. We should be, working together so we're strongest.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes total sense.
I can't make people do things, but again, what you said is this extreme that we're having, and you either hate someone or you love them or you support. I don't believe in that. If you're going to be a truth seeker, to out these things, you have to allow for the fact that there is going to, as human beings, there's gray areas. Transracial adoption is a gray area.
It's the greatest of all areas.
It's the greatest of all. I believe this with the Twitter accusations you just brought up. Because somehow I can support somebody without dismissing them because I don't agree with their approach. That's with adoption as well. You have that same situation. Again, the biggest criticism I get is that I am not taking a side.
Yes, I was going to say that the biggest criticism you get is that you're thinking of shades of gray instead of the black and white.
Because I think it's...
But you're an adoptee, of course you're not thinking gray.
I think that the truth is found in the gray areas, because we can take from either extreme and listen to both, learn from both, take what's in the gray, and that's where we'll get heard. We should validate each other even if we don't agree. And I'm saying this coming from a place where I never had that, but I firmly believe it